Hello everyone. In this demo, we are going to show that how the customer purchased the services from the service provider transfer his services to the new address. In this scenario, customer purchases the services from the service provider and then he plans to move to a new address and wants his services to be transferred to this new address. So the concept of service point comes into picture where we need to create the service point IDs associated to these addresses, which ensures that the broadband services will be available at these addresses before transferring the services. So the flow of the use case will be like we'll create an account and allocate the service point to the addresses and then place the order. Then when the user wants to transfer his services, again the service point is ensured for this new address and then the transfer order is created for transferring of the services. So as we move to the demo, we have already created an account called Maria Gale who is associated with the address called 110 West Town. So now we go and create an order for this particular address for broadband services. But before that, we need to ensure that a service point is associated to this address for the broadband services. So for that, we need to go to the administration data and search this address as a premises and associate a service point to it. So in the premises, we see there is an address called 110 West Town. Now for that, we need to associate a service point. So here we go and create a new service point for broadband services and give some name sp underscore broad underscore b. The owner will be Maria Gale and the product we will associate will be broadband service. So now we have a service point associated to the address 110 West Town. Now we go and create an order for this account and associate this service point for this particular order. So we go and create a new order. We need to change the due date to the present date so that the order gets processed soon and then add those line items. So we add the CME broadband service as a product. So we see the service IDs have been added with all the other line items. You need to go and associate the service point, which will be the service point related to the 110 West Town, which is SP Broad B, and we go and associate this service point. So this ensures that for this particular address 110 West Town, this service point is available for broadband service. So now we go and submit the order. Once we submit the order, we need to wait for the order to get completed. So it shows that sync customer has started. We need to wait till the order gets completed so that we can see that broadband service as an asset for this particular account. So we see that we got completed and the order should also get completed. So now this order is completed with the broadband service and the service point. So this we can see in the for this account Maria Gale, we have an asset for the broadband service with the service pointer SP Prod B and the billing item also. Now this account Maria is want to transfer his services to a new address, say some address called 120 East Town. So before associating this account to this address, we need to ensure that there should be a service point associated to that address also. So again we go and see that for the premises 120 East Town, is there any service point associated? If not, then we can go and create a new service point for this particular address to ensure that the broadband services are available on this new address. So we have 120 East Town, and if we see the service point, we need to create a new service point. So we create a new service point. For Maria Gale and for the product CME broadband service. Now once this service point is created for 120 East Town, we need to go and associate this address to the account for transferring these services to this new addresses. So here I go and associate this new address. (120 East Town). Now since this new address is added, we need to expire the old address by adding the end date, which could be tomorrow's date. And the new address with today's date. So now we go and transfer the services. Now we see a quote is created with two broadband service products with different service point. One is the old one, which is SP Broad B, and the other one is Service Broadband. So we see that a quote is created along with the broadband move fee. We convert it into order through auto order. And here we see we have one broadband service with the action code as delete, which is for the services at the old address 110 West Town with the service point ID as SP Broad B, while the other broadband service instance or the line item is with the action code add for the new address 120 East Town and with the new service point serve broadband. Now before submitting this order, we need to change the due date so that this order gets processed soon. So I go and change the due date on the order as well as on the order line items. So we change the due date for all the line items. And for the last one, so now we have changed the due dates, which is same for all the line items. And when we can see the service point IDs, now we'll submit this order. We need to wait for the order to get completed. So we see that all the items are completed and the order should get completed. Yeah, so the order got completed. Now when we go and see back the account, we can see that the asset on the account will be having the new service point ID, which will be the service point associated to the new address, which shows that the broadband services has been transferred to the new address. So for Maria Gale, we see that we have seen broadband services with the service point as serve broadband, which is related to the new address, and then this services has been transferred to the new addresses. So that's all for the demo. Thank you.